Hey guys, welcome back. John Megacycle here, another episode of the Motley Craft server. I'm just double checking a few of my machines. Things might look a little bit different because I was messing with, what are they called? No. Um, I just got done messing with a bunch of them and then I totally forgot what the heck they were. They're, they look like Pokeballs that you throw them in Minecraft and you get a random monster every time. Yeah, did that. Got a Super Creeper, leveled half my base. Safari Net, single use. I did this, and then I did this, and then it went boom, boom, boom. But it wasn't a squid. It was a Super Creeper, Supercharged Creeper, Mega Super Ultra Creeper. Leveled all my stuff. So I just got done rebuilding everything, and I thought, hey, this would be a perfect time for an episode. So, I'm going to spend a couple of seconds here at my base, give you a quick walkthrough what I've done, what I've been working on, and then we're going to go to Sanctuary because a lot of stuff has changed there. I'm really happy to show that stuff off. AE system, deep storage, ME, no AE, no ME. It doesn't matter. It's applied energistic. It's an ME drive system. So anyway, real simple setup here. I really started to work with P2P tunnels a lot, and I really like them. They're expensive, but they're a really good way to minimize the amount of signal that I'm carrying through a cable. I don't know if I want to go too far explaining that. Maybe I'll do a video. I know the creator of the mod pack does an excellent job explaining how all his stuff works, and I've watched it several times to get an idea of how the new changes have been, especially from the molecular assemblers to the P2B tunnels and everything else. So, fairly straightforward stuff here. I've got some assemblers. Each of these have these ME interfaces. In them have all the patterns. Allow me to assemble stuff real quick. This one is fairly straightforward. Well, maybe it isn't. The crystal growth accelerators are used to grow the seeds that you create to make different kinds of crystal. Now, to do this very easily in automated style, I have an open crate here, which is part of Botania, and then the applied energistics ME interface here that puts in certain seeds to make the certain crystals. Now, what that allows me to do is, again, just mass produce this stuff, building that into my recipe. That drops down. This has a world interaction upgrade with an item filter which will only pull the fully mature Fluix, regular quartz crystals, what have you. So, that being said, what that allows is, again, fully automated processes. Oh, what did I just throw? Give me that back. Thanks. More molecular assemblers. I have the inscribers here fully automated as well. A little clunky, but it works perfectly. We have an import bus to make sure that it's only pulling the finalized product, an interface that puts the engineering circuit, in this case with one diamond, and then these things being with the engineering press and that sort of a thing. So for me, I need four. To make this really simple and effective, I put four down. These are just for power. The import bus is to pull it out. The interface is to put it in. This is all for the types. So we have the calculation press, the logic press, and then I think the engineering? No, silicon, right. So that puts in however many I need, and then this inscriber puts all of it together, considering they all need silicon and redstone, and then whatever the actual circuit is to be pounded into the final product. Pretty straightforward stuff there. It's really been all from my actual processing floor. Let's take a look at the other floors. The basement has nothing new to show. This, I've added a few more devices just to keep things really producing a lot of the basic commodities. Sugar, cactus. We've got, I think this is melon or this is pumpkin. Well, this is pumpkin. This is melon. Okay, so we have melon and pumpkin. Very straightforward stuff here. My one sheep producing wool. I should either get way more sheep or a bigger complex, but this is all I needed to just get some wool. I was out, tapped solid. And then, of course, my happy little cart doing the netherwort run. What do we got? 17, looking real good, real sharp there. I don't know if I've shown this in other episodes, but this is just a really simple Steve's cart setup with a netherwort farmer. These are all the parts: standard hull, coal engine, basic farmer, top chest, side chest, crop, netherwort. That's all you need. I really tried to use Thaumcraft with the golems to get this to work. I can't get them to work. It's still glitchy for me. I don't know. I don't hate Thaumcraft. I just can't figure it out. But anyway, I dump a bunch of charcoal in here. The cart will come over here, dump off its nether wart. This import bus will only pull nether wart. Very straightforward. I only have to fill this full of charcoal whenever it runs low. Not a problem. Works out nice. Aside from that, there's not much changed on the other floors. This one's also been mass processing. Still working on lumber. I also added some actually IC2 rubber plants. Oh no, it's Mine Factory Reloaded. My mistake. Actually, that goes to point. Let me show you that portion of the lower base. All I really wanted was some rubber. So this is real simple. I got a bunch of rubber out of these trees and I let it AFK for a while. I have a ton of rubber. I don't need any more. The extractor, what this does is... Oh, compatible upgrades. There we go. The extractor, what this does is it pulls the rubber out of the logs. The generator produces EU energy. And then the compressor does other stuff. What does this do? Oh yeah, aluminum or alloy and carbon plate. Right. So this makes sure that this ensures, let me talk properly, that I get a ton of rubber out of everything. So I let that run. I have probably 250,000 rubber. That's about that. Now, with some of the latest D20 packs, the harvesters, when they produce the sludge, and a lot of these Mine Factory Reloaded bits, when they produce sludge, they become less effective. Now, let me see if I can demonstrate that. There's nothing there. And here's the point. The idle timer's at 5 ticks. Okay? I have this now. When it does work, it'll generate sludge. As it generates sludge, the idle timer becomes longer, meaning every time it checks for work, it's now at 7 ticks. I think this will get all the way to 15 ticks. If you did the math, how many times does 5 go into 15? It goes in 3 times. It becomes 3 times less effective, or a third as effective, I guess. It takes 3 times the amount of time to do the same job. So that's what this sludge is doing now. So it's actually causing an issue. Before it didn't matter. You didn't have to worry about it. But with this version of D20, I think we're on 131 at a time. Now the idle timer is getting larger. If I put this back on, it voids the fluid. And now the sludge is gone, the idle timer's back down, meaning it's checking for work far faster. And that's all there is to that. Spawning. Cut off a bit of a spawning room there. I think I have blazes in there at the moment. Aside from that, this is the only room that's really been taking any upgrades. This is the first room that you get when you come to my base. Well, actually, if you find the way to get into my base, this is the first floor. This is where I wanted to put enchanting, more visual stuff, so I added a small meditation pond. Pond? I can't talk anymore. I've given up talking. Pond. P-O-N-D, pond. I was trying to pronounce it P-A-W-N-E-D, but that's a different word entirely. Anyway, this is where I wanted to add some of the nice visual effects. This is like the first entrance into my base, assuming you can find how to get into my base in the first place. That having been said, I think it's time. Let's go check out Sanctuary. That's really the main meat and potatoes of what's going on here. And I have a book just for that. It's called Sanctuary, and it goes there fast. Poof! Okay, enough of the song and dance portion of this movie. Also, the new tower, or the new temple, looks absolutely fantastic. And we also have a new player, Tommen101. He's just getting started. He just joined not too long ago. He's still getting a smeltery and a lot of the basics going on. But we still have all the classic players. Still looking here pretty sweet. And there's not really much else to show there. So let's get right to Sanctuary, because this is where a lot of new stuff is done. Yeah, you can see Spectral's tower all the way from here. If you can also properly name what that structure is, kudos to you. I know exactly what it is. Well, I'll say it anyway. I'll say it's Star Wars related. If you can put in the comments and figure out what it is, I'll give you a personal high five the next time I see you. Just mention it. So, Southside Sanctuary, you can see we've got a couple of structures here, and actually these are grossly out of date. So I'm going to pop out these maps, and we're going to get these properly populated. Properly populated. Populated? It doesn't matter. Anyway. Oh, there we go. It already starts getting to work. So we're just going to do a brief flyby, and we're going to have these things as we do our searching around. Alchemos has done an excellent job with Sanctuary. In addition to the other players here on the Motley Craft server, this is an Alchemos edition. This is the archery range. Oh, I should get that map out of there. In this chest is a bunch of arrows. Hopefully you're going to bring your own bow, but you can test your work on a little bit of target practice here, which is really nice. Nice, formalized, cleaned up, Real nice. And let's just get in here and you can see what's going on. So 25 feet, little markers here, 50 feet, all the way back here to 75 feet. And what he did really creatively was an armor stand, and you can kind of see that it's a creeper. See that it's a creeper in this one. And then this is an actual live villager that you can trade with. He's a beekeeper. I don't know if you've got a vengeance against beekeepers, but there you go. And then, of course, the zombie. So very nice little addition. This is the archery range. I'll just get a different view of it getting all the way up here. Very nice addition to Sanctuary, keeping with the aesthetic that we don't want any production structures. We want fun merchant style structures. So if you build a little shop here, that's what makes it work. We have Alkemos's bar. Let's go ahead and take a look and see if anything's really changed here, but I don't think so. Close the door. What are these? Cots? They're sleeping. That's new. That's a new mechanic. Oh, you know what? I bet he didn't add these. I'm sure that's just a new logic for the villagers. They just actually go to sleep. That's fascinating. Can I trade with you while you're sleeping? Let's get this wrench out of here. Oh, I guess... I don't know what this guy's problem is. Well, I guess you can. Huh, that's interesting. Oh yeah, Packers versus Lions, December 28th. That hasn't changed. Okay, very good. So we have Alkemos's bar, Alkemos's archery range. This is still Megacycle's fine blacksmith wares and trade. So not much has changed here. What the crap? Oh, I'm guessing that's his mask or his helmet. You know, this thing? Nope. Nope. His hat. There we go. So I have the cat. He has whatever the heck that is. Looks like a welder's helmet. And they just go to sleep when they're tired. What is this? Beef nuggets for an emerald? Sure. Everything looks good here. This is just guy just sleeping right on top of my... Oh, Spectral. Hey! They're selling Spectral's dust. Spectral brand dust. Anyway. Okay, so there's that. The park, still the same. Now, Alkemos, what he added next was some villager spawning bits. And this is great, because this actually complements... Oh, it has an iron golem, too. This actually complements the aesthetic for Sanctuary. Sanctuary is supposed to be a large, thriving, city-type place. And the villagers add a really nice touch here. And they're sleeping through doors. You can just push them, can't you? I guess they're just entities. Hey, wake up and trade with me! Very good. So that allows... It doesn't take much for the villagers to spawn. I don't know if you're familiar with the rules of spawning. I'm not going to go through all the real details of it. But it's not very difficult when it really comes down to it. You have a couple of doors, and then with those doors you have a topper. I guess is the best way for me to say it. But really the point of it is that's what you need. With the villager spawning schematic... or mechanics, if that hasn't changed, is the villagers check for how many doors, quote unquote, or houses, because it considers this a house and this a house. This is a house and this is a house, like for whatever. It determines how many houses are available, and then it'll spawn up to a number of however many houses there are. I don't know what the logic is, I don't know how many it is, but that's how it works. You can get some villagers, and then for every so many villagers, it used to be 16, I don't remember if that's changed, you get an iron golem for free. So you can smelt those down for iron or whatever. Let's double back a little bit. Master Codex built this. This was the holiday tree during Christmas time, and there were some... Oh, Master Rat, I apologize. He's had a few different names throughout the years, so I get them confused at occasion. He's built this holiday tree, and during the Christmas time, this thing lit up like crazy. Well, I mean, it lit up like a Christmas tree. There were presents, and everyone got a gift. And then I also believe that AKA Jag also provided little robots. So it was really kind of nice. There's Josh and Mrs. He's yet to pick it up, but that's okay. So, aside from that, we have those. This is Spectral's bell tower. He went on a crazy building spree. And he built this whole thing, I think in one go? Maybe two. And I showcased this before, but it's absolutely magnificent with how big, and this is one of the most grandiose structures we have, but it adds still a really nice aesthetic to the whole sanctuary. Sanctuary doesn't have to be all small structures. It can be these large structures too, and Spectral was really the first one to give this a try, and it's really cool to see. I'm just giving a really quick view of it. We have a cow in the bell tower. Usually bats are in the belfry, but that's okay. Let's just get down back to this level. Let's make sure the maps are up to date. That looks good. That'll update in a moment. Now, what I did is I just added this bridge. This bridge doesn't really do anything. I like the aesthetics of it though. Yeah, let's go right back to bat mode, even though I was in bat mode a moment ago. The bridge is going to open up maybe into a harbor district. This has more than enough land and differences of real estate for you to get a good shipping complex here. So that's what I'm hoping someone either picks up and does, or I'll do later, but I'm not a very creative guy, so I was really happy when I came upon this. That sounded bad. But when I really started to look at this, and I'm like, yeah, that looks good. That looks how that should look, really. The lights are an added plus, probably not necessary, but I really like the way that really flowed out. So, back to human form, so I could actually get on the ground and actually looks proper. We have the spawning facilities, we have the park, we have my blacksmith shop of sorts, and then Alchemos also built Sanctuary's Armory. This is very impressive. He has all of these items, suits of armor, in the armor stands, potions on shelves, sword pedestals, tons of blades. Let's just pop this off. The Ender. I have no idea what this is. Increased skull and ender drops. Holy crap. Lots of stuff I'm not even aware of. What the heck is this thing? Is it ruby? Ruby sword, okay. That's diamond. What's this one? The knightly sword. Okay, that's from the Twilight. Very nice. And then, of course, armor that goes around. Yeah, so we have... What is this stuff? Oh, the ironwood plate, of course. How could I forget that? What's this stuff? Archaic? Oh, Arctic. Oh, very cool. And then I'm guessing this is knightly. Yep, knightly plate, knightly greaves. And this is probably the razor leaf? Steel leaf. Been playing too much Pixelmon lately. I've been calling it razor leaf. And then, oh, cool. Charms, baubles, ingots, potions, all kinds of stuff over here, too. That's really cool. So this is a really nice aesthetic addition to the base. Or not to the base, to Sanctuary. Duh. We, of course, have Andreon's law offices. I know I gave this a bit of a talk before, but let's just take a quick walkthrough, see if anything's really changed. Chandelier, private talking area for the lawyer and the plaintiff, or the lawyee. I don't know how lawyers work. Well, I know how they work, I just don't know the language. But this is, again, a really nice, clean structure, nice addition to Sanctuary. Very good. I was working with Rotorhead on this one. I didn't get very far, but this is the Sanctuary Public Library. The real intention of this one, I'm sure this is all building materials if I left it. Yeah, okay. This is the Sanctuary Public Library. I really wanted it to stand out but not be gaudy. And I think I accomplished that pretty nicely. Here we have a bell. We have bookshelves just to make it look good, good aesthetic. It is a library, why not? And then I tried to stay within the confines of the 16 by 16. So that's kind of where this gets complicated. When you're kind of kept within one spawn or their chunks, one chunk radius, it kind of is difficult to keep it looking good. So I built a small bridge here into this one. Like I said, Rotorhead was a really good help trying to get this leveled out. Spectral also helped me a lot with the aesthetic. And then this just comes down and then enters out into another room. I don't know if I wanted to block this off, but what I kind of wanted was like a coffee-styled library, kind of a thing. You come in here, have a sip. That kind of an aesthetic is what I was aiming for. It didn't really turn out that way. It's been taking a bit of rework for me to get that proper. But also I wanted this to be kind of an enchanting area, and then we can get all of the books that have been enchanted. I keep checking these things because I think I have the stack of all the enchanted books somewhere. And I guess I don't, but that's okay. Oh, so over here someone has claimed up a nice garden area. That's a nice addition. See, it doesn't take a lot of work to add a nice aesthetic. No one has claimed it. I believe this is within city jurisdiction. It is not. So what I did is when I first built up these plots, I claimed a 3x3 right about here. The library takes the back half. I was going to do 2 more functional structures and then maybe like a city hall kind of a thing. So that's actually someone's plot they claimed, which is fine by me. So if you're not familiar with how these work, I built a bunch of these plots when I started mapping out the city. And actually, if we hit J, you can see exactly. Let me zoom in a bit. So all of Sanctuary is broken down into plots that someone can claim. And the nice thing about that is that prevents a lot of squabbling of territory. So I built, this is the south side, I think this is central, and this is north. So that way people can build, add structures, whatever they want. That way there's no arguing on how any of these are laid out. Yeah. This is really cool how this was laid out too. This bit of a yin-yang kind of a thing. And even the temple's been really a great addition. I really like how all this is panning out. So with that said, I have all these signs here, whether the city, or in this case the city is that plot reserved. This is obviously spectral, so let's see if we can find a free plot. The free plots look like this, a little untamed, a little unkempt, and I did that on purpose. That way you can clearly see what is in city control, what's claimed, and what's not claimed. So this is a nice, are these all witchery plants? Oh yeah, wolfsbane, potatoes, more wolfsbane, carrots, whoa, leg, and mandrake. Oh, this is a nice addition. See, this is cool. I like this a lot. Let's help finish this up, shall we? I wouldn't be a good mayor of anything if I didn't help out. Now, does wolfsbane work the same way? It does not. Do I get seeds out of it? I don't. Okay, so me doing this was bad. Oh, wolfsbane seeds. There we go. Do you get multiple? 2? You get. I guess you do. It's not guaranteed. But I don't mind tearing this up just to plant a little bit more. Anyway, I'm getting a little away from topic. Whoops. Let's move on. Now, aka Jake has been working on a massive, complex, crazy shop, which he does. He's a very creative individual, is how I'm going to phrase it. He's got a lot of creativity in his base. I'm still not allowed to show off his base. He's made it abundantly clear he likes things ready. He wants to make sure it's ready for prime time. Me, I kind of like to show off, see where things are, see how people are logically working through the paces, you know, see how the creative process really starts to flourish. But I respect him, so we're not going to show off his shop until it's absolutely ready. There we go. Map is updated. I'm happy with that. Now all I have to do is update the other maps whenever aka Jag is ready for show off. Oh, it's raining? I guess that means it's time to go home. Let's go past Megacycle HQ, call it a night, I suppose. Let's see, does this need to be filled? Oh, it's doing pretty good. We're still ready for new recruits, and what I also have here is this machine, or I think I showed this off before a couple episodes ago. I've done some updating in the rules and all that such. Just right click here, it goes through and explains everything. And what I really should do is I thought about it, I should really just create I don't have any announcements. Right, yeah, updated 6 months ago. That portion anyway. What I should really do is I should just create a YouTube video and a link, and that would just be a lot easier. Just, you know, sling them over to the YouTube video. That way I'm not repeating myself with every server iteration, but still, it's really cool to actually work with computer craft because I didn't before. Anyway, I've actually got a little bit of work I want to do in my blacksmith shop, in the forge, as I've called it. So I'm going to call this an episode here. I want to thank you guys for joining me. Appreciate it. Oh, villagers are up now. Anyway, appreciate you guys for joining me. Thanks again, and I'm going to catch you guys. That was rude. Oh, wow, you guys go crazy when it's rainy. Alright. For the 3rd time or whatever, thanks. I'll see you guys next time.